Hello and welcome to the channel. So here on Telecomando RC, we're going to be talking about Lexan bodies and just kind of fixing them up and repairing them in a way that you can continue using them. So here we have an exo body. So this exo body, as you can see, has seen better days. I mean, this is what happens when you get a bad driver. That's jumping over the apex or the dividers. I'm kidding. It doesn't happen. It can happen to anybody, not just a bad driver. I mean, you get clipped from behind, you lose control, and the next thing you know, you hit a wall. And to be honest, these splitters are so low that they're bound to get damaged. So what you're going to need is you're going to need some rubbing alcohol. Right, this is just regular rubbing alcohol. Something to apply it with, and good old duct tape. So here we go, this is the duct tape we're using. So I recommend this stuff. Not necessarily the Gorilla brand, although the Gorilla brand is a very good brand, but just the black duct tape is, I think, the best. Do not use the silver. This one is thicker and stronger, so definitely go for the black one. Now, you can use this. Some people use shoe glue, and sometimes they'll back it up. So we'll grab these bodies when they're new, actually, and they'll fill all this up with shoe glue. That works too. It's just a little messier. Then you have to wait for it to dry. But this is something you could do in the field. And keep in mind that a lot of you watching, I mean, some of you have probably raced and have a lot of experience. Some of you are new to the hobby. And some of you have bashed up your bodies and you probably just want them to have a longer life. So this is, for example, this is my nephew's body, and I fixed it up for him. So there's actually a huge break right here. This whole piece is missing right in here. So I actually went through and just used duct tape to mold this whole section. So this here, this is just duct tape. So this is from his Traxxas slash body, and then I used duct tape to reinforce it, and it's been holding on very well. So that's what we're going to do to this body. We're actually going to use duct tape to just rebuild this section and then reinforce it. So the first thing you have to do is just apply the alcohol. So for that, I'm going to go ahead and apply it quickly, and again, you just need something to apply it with. This is just a paper towel. You can use cotton. And this is just regular rubbing alcohol. Any alcohol, rubbing alcohol will work. Alright, so I've gone ahead and just wiped the surface. Notice most of the markings that were there are now gone. Something though, you want to clean the inside, but don't rub too hard because you will remove some of the paint. I mean, that's just some of the paint, not too much. But you do want to rub the inside, just be careful. The next thing that you want to do is just cut a long strip of duct tape because you're going to be using quite a bit. I'm going to cut a strip that will cover about that much. I actually should have gone longer. I just realized there's a break there. But it's not a big deal. So now that you have that, you're just going to cut a strip that sort of mimics this here. And just going to cut a little strip. And something that helps too is if you just lay the body on a flat surface, you're just going to apply this piece of duct tape. And that's it. So now that we have that, I'm going to cut these little pieces just to make it easier to fold and so that it molds to the shape. But I don't make these cuts until it's on the body. And all I'm doing is I'm just feeling to where the tape wants to bend, and that's where I'm making the cuts, which they happen to be about 3/4 of an inch, so about a 1.5 centimeters. And you can do these on your bash bodies as well. So if you have a Lexan body that you've used for bashing quite a bit and you want to just give it a little more life, this stuff is great. Alright, there we go. So we have that. Perfect. So now, from the top, I didn't say it was going to be pretty, but yeah, from the top now we're getting the shape. Right, there used to be a big hole. You can see the gap from behind. All right, now you're going to do the same thing. You're going to cut another strip, and this one's going to go on the inside. So this is going to back the inside. And you're just going to follow the line. You can stretch it. Just follow the contour. Try not to touch the adhesive so much, especially with this black duct tape, because the adhesive is very strong and it will pull your epidermis, and then your fingers are going to be very, very sore. You're going to need some serious moisturizing afterwards. And if you're like me, I mean, I don't like the way moisturizer feels at all. So you don't want to be working with duct tape all day. You want to take some breaks here and there, let your skin rest, heal, recover. Alright, perfect. Now that is it. And then any excess you can just trim off. You can trim off toward the end, you can trim off now. I'm going to trim off now. And then whatever you trim with, like these scissors, you're going to have to clean afterwards just to get that residue from the adhesive off. Alright, so we are almost there. Now I'm going to get a piece to build this portion right here, reinforce it. And I'm just going to use this same one. And this one I'm actually going to go under. Now, the other thing too is, yes, this tape, I should have weighed the body. That's alright, I can cut another piece of duct tape that's about the same size. I have to reinforce some other bodies as well, and then we'll just see approximately how much weight we added to the body. Which, to be honest, isn't such a big deal, because if you're running, for example, this is a body for USGT, and it's being run on a Yokomo BD10. Those are extremely light, so you're having to add weight anyway to meet USGT class, and it's a significant amount. It's about at least 100 grams that you're adding. I believe. I have to double check. Maybe it's a little less, but it's quite a bit of weight that you have to add. So if you're adding a little weight here, not a big deal. It's here in the front end. All right. Now again, it's not meant to look pretty. It's just meant to reinforce. If you want, you can actually go ahead and reinforce that. Since I have leftover tape and I want to get a rough idea about how much weight I added with tape, I'm just going to go ahead and tape this up. Alright, just add some on the inside, and just, there we go. Gone ahead and added all the tape that I actually cut. So this is what the body looks like. I mean, this part here is now rebuilt. So see, it looks better in person, to be honest, than on the camera. But this portion here is now rebuilt. This is where it was missing, that little piece. And this would be ready to go. If you want to add some more reinforcement, you can add some more reinforcement. But let's just grab a scale just out of curiosity to check the weight. Alright. Now, I like using a cutting board, for example, or just a hard surface to set my scale on. The reason why is these tables actually flex a little and the reading isn't precise. Once you go beyond a kilo, it could be up to a gram off. Alright, so the body weighs 85 grams, as is, and this is a piece of tape that's approximately the same size as the other one, so zero it out. And okay, weighs almost nothing. So you don't really have to worry about the weight that you added with the duct tape. Maybe it's close to a gram, possibly. So there you have it. I mean, you are adding weight, but it's not significant. I mean, this scale, to be honest, probably can't pick it up. This is just a kitchen aid scale that I use. But back to the body. There it is. So I could probably add just a little more tape. And if there are some other areas too that you want to reinforce, you can use the tape on the inside as well to reinforce those areas. There we go. That's how you use duct tape to reinforce a body. Like I said, it's a lot faster, quicker, cleaner than shoe glue. And the backing, just the cloth backing, is what gives it its strength. Actually, fun fact about duct tape. It originally started, so you had duct tape, D-U-C-K, tape, used to just be strips of duck cloth. It's a type of cotton fabric, duck cloth. I know some of you watching the show are probably very young and are not familiar with duck cloth. But if you read old novels, you know, duck trousers. Those were trousers made out of duck cloth. It's a strong cotton cloth. That was the original duct tape, and that was in the late 19th century. That's when it appears in the Oxford Dictionary. Now, later on, in 1943, Vesta Stout, she was a worker in a factory here in the US during World War II. She actually invented duct tape as we know it, and it was called duct tape, D-U-C-K, tape, because of the duck cloth, and it had the adhesive that was added to it with a rubberized backing, and that's where this comes from. It was used originally to seal ammunition boxes because she believed it would save her son's lives, right? You seal the ammunition boxes, no water gets in them, it keeps them working. Also, it was used for wounds, heals, to temporarily cover them up. So that was duct tape. And it was produced by one of the branches from Johnson & Johnson. And it wasn't really until the 60s, so you're looking at 2 decades later, that duct tape, people started using it to seal ducts, D-U-C-T. Well, S if it's plural. And that's where people started calling it duct tape, even though you should not be using this on ducts. And the actual duct tape, or tape used for ducts, is actually a metallic type of tape. So there you have it. They're going to be pronounced the same. If you spell it D-U-C-T, tape, because of the 2 T's, it's going to sound duct tape. But if you thought it was duck as in D-U-C-K, tape, you were right. And if somebody corrected you, they corrected you wrong. So there you have it. Modern duct tape, what we know as duct tape, was invented in 1943 and gets its name from duck cloth. Well, thank you very much. That was a little side note. We're going to be talking some more RCs later on. Go ahead and like, dislike, hit that bell, subscribe. If you have more experience on how to repair bodies and you'd like to share it, since a lot of people are probably green to the hobby, go ahead and share. Share your experiences, what you like and dislike. I will probably have some future videos on some of my bashing short course truck bodies and the use of duct tape. Have a good one. Until next time, be good. Quack.